Kia ora tātou, ko Phoenix Ruka tēnei, huirea hau no hokianga, pangaru, manga kāhia. No reira, I tupu ake au ki konei, ki Whangārei, raro I te reke o parihaka maunga, no reira, mihi atu kia koutou, tū whānau. I am a kaimahi at Sport Northland at the moment, so that's my full-time mahi under e raro I te tuanui o Heoranga Pautama, so working with whānau Māori and getting active. Atu I tērā, he kai pāpāhoa hau ki te teihana o Ngāti Hine FM, and then as well as that, I'm currently a candidate for the Māori ward, standing for our whānau, ko tōku kōrero, mo te whānau te take. Typically, my face is not the face you see on billboards, running for council, and probably that's 99% of the reason why I put my hand up and why I'm running for this position, because I want other rangatahi like me to be able to see themselves in council, and hopefully one day they say, well, if Phoenix can do it, then I can put myself forward and try that. Big shout out to my tuakana Moko, who's running for mayor up in Kaikohe. That's another huge stepping stone for Māori like ourselves to say, far out, I didn't even know we could run for mayor, or I didn't even know it was possible for us to run to be a councillor. We genuinely growing up didn't know that was possible, and so people like Tāmati Rākena, Pene Taui, Moko, you know, Nice Manuel, all those kind of young Māori are stepping up into those spaces and making it accessible now. Now that that first step has been taken, the Z Tanas, the Shaquille Shortlands, you know, all those young Māori, now that that first step has been taken, the ice has been broken, other young Māori can take up their mantle too, which is very important, I think. I think what traditional campaigning looks like appeals to a certain demographic, and that's the way traditionally it has always been done. But like you said, like for myself, I'm looking at our 18 to like 35-year-old or 40-year-old, kind of that reanga of potential people who don't often vote. Social media is something that is important, and I'm also a big believer in that if you're doing the mahi, like I know that our Māori ward candidates are, then the need to campaign traditionally, I don't think is necessary. And that's the beauty of these Māori wards, is that we can just be Māori. We don't have to compromise who we are, we don't have to compromise our reo, we don't have to compromise being Māori, tikanga Māori, because it's a Māori ward. So we're only appealing to our whānau, we're reaching out to our whānau. Auntie Pauline, Hopa, Fire Deb, Harding, Simon, Z, all of the other Māori ward candidates here in Whangārei are already doing the mahi. And so the need to campaign, traditionally I don't think is necessary in the Māori wards like how it was, because those people are already doing the mahi, and whether they get into council or not, we'll continue to do the mahi, and I think that's important. The one thing I really want to advocate for is our young Māori just slipping through the cracks. You know, it's not for lack of intelligence, it's not for lack of talent and skill, but there are cracks visible in terms of education, in terms of the system, in terms of local government, where our young Māori are falling through those cracks, and we're falling victim to poverty, and we're falling victim to, you know, lack of education, all of those sort of things. So I personally, I know that language and I know that life, because our whānau was a part of that upbringing. We went through those same hardships. So I think what's important to me is that I know the people that I'm addressing. And what I've noticed is that if you don't know the people that you're addressing in Whangārei, then how can you empathise? You know, how can you empathise with our rangatahi committing crimes from the sake of necessity? You know, how can you empathise with our rangatahi who struggle through school, so are bunking and wagging? You can't, because you've never had to live and fill their shoes. Well, I filled those shoes. I still wear those shoes. Same pair of shoes I had on since I was a kid. So I still wear those shoes. So for me, I want to be a voice and an advocate for those who are currently voiceless. And I think I'm able to do that because of the strength of my whānau who support me, because of the strength of the things that were instilled in me from my whānau, from my hapu, from my community. And so I want to be a voice for those whānau. I think whānau, like, if you know my mahi, you know my heart, you know my community, you know the initiatives that I'm a part of, and the vision that not only myself but my whānau behind me have, then I feel like you will make the decision based on that mahi. Like I can stand here and talk about all the things I can do and all of the, you know, policy this and policy that, but at the end of the day, if the mahi that we do in the community, myself and my whānau do, resonates with you, then that will be reason enough to tick that box.